What's up everyone, Justin with GT Apple here, and today I'm here to talk about the iPad mini display and if it's actually as bad as most people may think. So first things first, the iPad mini has a 7.89-inch 1024 by 768 resolution display with a 163 pixels per inch pixel density. So once you hear the 163, you start to think the display would be pretty bad. However, I have to say it isn't really as bad as you may expect. So the display itself actually looks decent. I wouldn't say it's really great. You don't really get the pop factor or the really nice contrast you get with the iPhone 5 Retina display, for example, or the 4th generation iPad Retina display. But the screen does still look good enough for most people. But in my opinion, since I'm an iPhone 5 user, I didn't really get that nice pop factor of the colors jumping out at me, the really nice contrast. And text, sometimes if you looked very closely, you will see small grains here and there. But overall, the experience is still okay. But I think, in my opinion, the main factor here is the pricing and how for $329, I probably would have expected a Retina display to a point where it could have been a deal breaker for me. So even though I don't really have much to say about the display, I do have to say it is noticeably not as clear or not as crisp and vibrant as the Retina displays. But at the same time, it's something that you can live with, something that doesn't really look as bad as people may think with the 163 ppi, because you guys know that the iPhone 5 has over 300 ppi pixels per inch pixel density, but you have to remember that this is still a budget tablet. But at the same time, I think for the price, Apple should have included a Retina display. So the image you see in front of you is an image from Repair Labs, who decided to find out the size difference in the pixels between the iPad 2 and the iPad mini. So like you guys know, the iPad mini has a cropped down display of the iPad 2, meaning that the pixels are brought into a smaller form factor or smaller screen. And as you can see in this image, the iPad mini pixels are evidently smaller. Apparently, the iPad mini isn't really marketed as a true Retina display, but it does have much smaller pixels due to the size of the screen itself, giving you a crisper image to the human eye, although I did kind of notice the pixels were still visible if you took a closer look. But in fact, Repair Blog's Curtis Taylor took a closer look into that and said that the pixels of the Retina display are only 2/3 the size of the mini. So to conclude, do I think the display is bad? No. Do I think it's great? At the same time, I have to say no for that as well. Would it be a deal breaker? It really depends on taking a look at what you think yourself. In my opinion, I think for the price tag, Apple should have had a Retina display in this device, but I guess Apple wants to save that for next year. But other than that, the iPad mini does perform very well, but I am pretty disappointed that Apple did not use a Retina display for this device, as a Retina display side by side does seem to pop out and give you the more vibrant colors compared to this, and the pixels won't be visible. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.